All right, so to find the area, the surface area of each one, I'm gonna find the area of each one. So I've got two that are 44 because for a rectangle, area of a rectangle is little base times little height. So in this one here, this is 11 times 4. This is a repeated one, and this is the same shape. So area equals base times height, so 11 times 4. So both of these are 44. I've got two other rectangles right here that are twins, as I'd call it. So for them, it's again, same thing, base times height. So area equals 3 times 11. So these are 33. So I've got a 44, a 33, a 44, and that makes this one also 33. The other ones I've got to get in here are the bases. The bases here are 3 by 4, so 3 times 4. That makes that 12. 3 times 4. Again, they are twins, so 12. To find the total then, the total of the surface area, because there's two types of surface area. One is called total, and we'll be talking about that someday. So for the total surface area, total SA, I'm gonna have to add all those together. So 44 plus 44 plus 33 plus the other 33 plus 12 plus 12. So if I add all those together, that will give me the total surface area. So let me think about this. Let me add those together. All right, so. 33 plus 33 is 66. So, and then 12 plus 12 is 24. 8, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I get my total is 178. So that's 178 square centimeters. Now, like I said, there's more than one type of surface area. Total surface area. Total surface area is the total or the sum of the areas of all faces, including the bases. There is another type of surface area where you do not include the bases, which we'll be talking about. So total, it includes all. Total is going to include all of the faces. So right here we've got our first example. Decompose each net into different congruent figures. Then find the area of each figure. So here we've got, this is a rectangular prism. This would make a rectangular prism. It's made of 6 different rectangles. So we need to use these measurements to help us figure out. All right, I know it's kind of hard to see on the video. That's an 8 right here. It's kind of hard to see it on that video because it didn't print off very well for me. So for this one here, we've got, this is an 8 by 6. So 8 by 6. The twin of it is right up here, 8 by 6. This rectangle right here is a 15 by 8. So this is 15 by 8. This rectangle here, if I were to cut this out and fold it up, this section here would touch right on this line right here, meaning this is also 6. So that's a 6. We know that this is a 15 because it is parallel with the 15 here. So that's a 6 by 15. This rectangle here is actually a twin to this one, because if I were to cut this up and fold it, this top part that is 8 would be what this would be, and then this 15 is again parallel here. So this is an 8 by 15. And then this last one's a twin to what we had here. It's another 6 by 15. So I need to find the area of each one of these. I've put them already with what their measurements were, 6 by 15, 8 by 15. Now I need to actually work those problems out and find the area of each one. So 8 times 6 is 48. 48. Oops, I'm moving my paper. 15 times 8. All right, I'm going to come over here. 15 times 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 120. So that's 120. This one's 120. 6 times 15. 15 times 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry my 3. 6 times 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 90. Now I need to add those together. They have over here what we're supposed to do. Formula for shape 1, which our first shape, we can name any of these shape 1. I'm going to name my bases shape 1. It was just base times height. Shape 2 was also base times height. Shape 3 was also base times height. If I plug in the values, which is what we were looking at here, we had twins that were an 8 by 6. We had another set of twins that were a 8 by 15 or 15 by 8. And then we had another set of twins that were 6 by 15, which is what we just worked out on the picture. So if we were to find the area of the shapes here, each one of these we said was a 48. Each one here was 120. Each one here was 90. Now to find the total surface area, I have twins of each one of these shapes. So if each one's a twin, I have two 48s, so 2 times 48, plus 2 times 120, plus 2 times the 90. That will help me find the total surface area. All right, so 48 plus 48 is 96, plus 120 times 2, so that's 120, plus 120, that's 240. Plus 90 times 2, that's 90, plus 90, the same thing as 180. So I need to add those together. So 240 plus 180, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 96, that's 6, 9, 10, 11, 4, 5. Okay, I get 516. So the total surface area of that rectangular prism is 516 square meters. All right, let's turn to the next page and look at what the next part of our notes has to do with. All right, we've got some practice of these, and there's one new topic here. And you do have questions on your assignments that are on Canvas here that are asking you to find either the total surface area, which we just found, or the lateral surface area, which is this one. Lateral surface area is the sum of the areas of the surfaces as a solid, except, that means not including the bases. So lateral, no bases, not with bases. You do not include the base areas on here. All right, so we have our questions, our practice problems here to work out. Number 2, find the lateral, okay, so we're not including the bases, the lateral surface area of this rectangular prism. So my bases, there are 2 bases that are twins. Usually most people consider the bases as the top and the bottom. So if I were to cut this out and fold it and set it up right, I would say this is a base and this is a base. If I were to cut that net out and set it up, that's what I would see. So if these are my bases, I don't want to include those. So I do want to find the area of these side faces and add those together. All right, so this one here, has a height of 5 and a length of 4.2. So for this one, it's 4.2 times 5. It has a twin over here, 4.2 times 5. This piece here, they tell us right here, that's 2.9. This is a twin, 2.9. So both of these have a length of 2.9, and they also have the same height of 5 since they are parallel with this measurement here. They have the same distance, so 2.9 times 5, and this one's 2.9 times 5. All right, so I'm going to work those out and find the area of each one of those sides. So 4.2 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 4 is 20, plus the 1 makes 21. I have 1 behind a decimal, 1 behind a decimal, so 21. So these are 21. Now I need to find the 2.9 times 5. 9 times 5 is 45. It's 5, carry my 4. 5 times 2 is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 1. So these are 14.5. All right, so to find the lateral surface area, I'm not including the bases, so I'm gonna have 21 plus 21. Yes, 21. And then I'm gonna add the 14.5 and 14.5. It's 4, 8, 9. Okay, and then add those two together. Add the 42 plus 29. 9, 10, 11. Okay, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 71 is the lateral surface area. Lateral surface area is going to equal 71 square centimeters. All right, moving on to the next practice one. Find the total surface area. So this one means I am including the top and the bottom. I'm going to have all of them. This is not in the form of a net. Luckily, we are not having, when you get in 8th grade next year, you have to find them all from one of these. You're going to see in all your practices you have this year, though, that it's just a net, which is where it's already folded out open. One thing that some students like to do is they like to go ahead and draw out the net and label it to help them out, kind of like what we had on our example problem at the beginning. So if I were to draw this out, it's got, all right, so we've got 2 smaller ones at the ends, and then I've got rectangle, 4 rectangles that make it up. 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's already 4. I'm going to add an extra side, and I don't even need to. All right, and then label the parts. Some people like to do that and label. So this, I know that this measurement is 8 all the way across. All those are 8s. And then we have a 4 and 2.5. So I'm going to name that 4 and 2.5. So that means this is a 4 and this is a 2.5. And then I can use that to help me find the area of each one. So this is an 8 by 4, 8 times 4. It has a twin right here, 8 times 4. This one is an 8 times 2.5. This one's 8 times 2.5. Since we're finding the total, we are going to include what's going on at the bases. So if I'm including the bases are a 4 by 2.5. So 4 times 2.5. 4 times 2.5. So I now can have the formulas for each one of these shapes. I'm going to find the area of each one and then add them together. 8 times 4, that's 32. So I need to add 32. This is the twin 32. 8 times 2.5. 2.5 times 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then I have 1 behind, so 1 behind. So it's 20. So this is 20. And this is 20. Now I have my 2.5 by 4. So 2.5 times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 2, 8, 9, 10. 1, 1. So those are 10. So this is 10. This is 10. Now I've got to add them all up. Well, I've got twins, so I'm going to put my twins together first. That's just the way I like to do it. So 32 was the first one I found. 32 plus 32, that's 64, because that's 2 plus 2 is 4, and 3 plus 3 is 6. Then I've got my other twins that were 20 and 20, so 20 plus 20 is 40. And then my last one's 10 plus 10 is 20. Add those together. Got 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 124. So the answer for the total surface area equals 124 square inches. All right, let's try our next example here. Oh, I just realized what's going on. Okay, so all of the surfaces of the cubes below are painted. How many square inches will be covered? So when we're talking about covered, that's talking about area. And if we're finding the area of a 3D shape, we're finding the surface area. And they even say the surfaces, they're giving us a hint that it's surface area with that. We're looking for how much for the whole surfaces, and we're painting the whole thing, the entire thing. So I can find, what's great with a cube like this, cube is made of 6 identical squares. So I can find the area of 1 square and then multiply it times 6. Because I only need, if I wanted to cut it open and fold it out, it would consist of a square, 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 and then the top and the bottom. And all of them are the same. They all have side measurements of 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So all of them have the same area, 4 by 4. So that means one square's area is 16. The other one's 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. They're all 16. So if I find the area of just one of them, I know what all of them are because they're all identical to one another. And then I can just multiply it by 6. So 16 times 6 to find out the total amount. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the total surface area is 96 square inches. Okay. And the last one we have here is a lateral area, surface area. Lateral, that means not the bases. I'm not including the base shapes. So not the bases, which means I'm not going to worry about this top and I'm not going to worry about the bottom below. So if I were to fold it out, I'm not worrying about the top and the bottom. I'm only worrying about those 4 identical squares. Their measurement for each side is 3.5. So 3.5, 3.5. So to find the area of just one of them, I'm going to do 3.5 times 3.5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 3 is 15, 16, 17. Okay, bring the 0. 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 3, 9. Plus 1 is 10. Oops, I'm moving my paper around. So that's 5. That's 12. That's 1, 2, 2, 1. And then I have 1, 2 behind a decimal in my problem. So 1, 2 behind my decimal in my answer. So 12.25. Now that's just one of them. The area of this little piece is 12.25 square inches. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that I want to use as a total for the lateral surface area. So for the lateral surface area, I'm going to take that number and multiply it by 4, since there's 4 of them that are identical. So that times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8, 9, 10. 4 times 2 is 8, 9. 4 times 1 is 4. And then I have 1, 2 behind in my problem, behind a decimal. So 1, 2 behind in my answer. So my answer is going to be 49. 49 square inches is the lateral surface area. Okay, that is the notes we have for surface area of cubes and rectangular prisms. I will have a next video for later over surface area of triangular prisms. Thank you and have a good day.